Hello guys, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we are with another Prezzie, and this one's from Annie, and thank you very much Annie for sending me this. If any of you watch my Hachette Lancaster Dambuster builds, you will see that in part 36 I made this comment. Number 617 Squadron attacks V2 sites. I wanted to get that when it was available from Tackham and I missed out on it. Silly me. The day after I made that comment, or maybe even the same day, I got an email from Annie saying, I've just bought a Tackham kit for you. And I didn't actually put the two together. And then she came back to me and said, this is what I've got you. So yeah, she's got me something very, very nice indeed. It's in 1/72 scale. I wish I'd got the 1/35 scale when it was available, and it is no longer available, and now it fetches stupid money. I'll be honest, I didn't even know this one exists. I never even realised this exists. But you've probably guessed by now, from what I'm saying and the size of this box. I'm doing this because this is how to package a model, guys. When you sell a plastic kit on eBay, don't stick it in a jiffy bag. Don't stick it in an envelope. Pack it like this, alright? This is how Annie's been doing Heller kits. I can see Annie's got a Heller kit. There's black paper. This is how you package a kit. Look at that. And this is not going to get damaged at all because it is just so beautifully done. So here we have the Tackham 1/72 scale Hanomag SS100 Mietwagen with rocket V2. It's a World War II German V2 rocket transporter erector. So I'm guessing this is the same that you've got in the 35th scale kit, the original one, because the next one they did is just got the trailer, and then they did the one with the crane. I never even realised this existed. If I knew this existed, I would have bought it a long time ago. So yeah, very much looking forward to seeing what this is like. You know, when I see a kit that I didn't even know existed, let alone. So Annie got me this. It's 2017, so it's getting on a bit now. But it's still going to be lovely. It'll be Tackham. It'll be very, very clean moulding, but there probably will be some sprue gates on the wrong side of the parts, and that, as you've heard me talk about normally. But we're going to have a look at this anyway. What I'm going to do is zoom the camera in, because basically the box was a lot bigger than this box, which is how you should deliver a kit to someone. It's the right way. I'm going to move all that stuff out of the way. So here we go. It is kit number 5001. It's the 1/72 scale, and as you can see, we're getting the Hanomag tractor unit, the trailer erector, transporter erector, and we're getting the V2 itself. So that's going to erect, and then the rocket can take off from there. So these things caused havoc in London, but not for long. So you can see here we've got it's going to be MIG ammo paints. Yuck! We'll have to translate those. We've got the Hanomag itself there. We've got the V2 there with all the different markings on it. I'm not sure what the different markings were for. We'll have to look into that. And then here we've got, these are the sprues making up the kit. So we've got the rocket itself there. Looks like there we've got the launcher, and then this is going to be the truck. We've got vinyl tyres, which is a shame. I wish they'd mould them in plastic. I don't know why manufacturers have to do that, but I'm sure they'll be absolutely fine. They're going to be tiny anyway. So we've got the upper hull, which is the tractor unit, got some clear parts and some photo etch. So let's have a look inside the box. And in here we can see our typical little, it's the little small Tackham manual. Normally they're twice the size of this, aren't they, in the 35th scale kits? But I do like the way they package everything. They got the photo etch in there. If there was chains or decals or whatever, they would all be in there as well. So yeah, very nice the way they've done that. Always worth checking with your Tackham kits, because sometimes these photo etch frets can rip their way through the bag, and then they can fall out through. I expect we've got them. Yes, you've got these gaps in the bottom of the box, and Tackham boxes are always like this, and your photo etch frets can come out of there, especially if they're tiny. So there's our instructions. We'll look at that in a minute. So we've got a bag of bits here. There's our tractor unit, the actual cab, and then we've got all our vinyl tires. Yeah, they're beautiful. They really, I know they're vinyl, but they are quite hard, and the tread on them is beautiful, and I don't see any silly seam lines either. That's what normally lets them down, is the seam line around the middle. That's normally a nightmare to get rid of. And then we've got the rocket itself here. As we can see, it's a nice handy size. It's not going to be too overpowering. Got some lovely recessed detail on there. And then there's the launcher. And then here we've got some clear parts, and then there's the Hanomag. So we've got an all-in-one chassis and mud guards. That makes it very easy to build. We do have separate leaf springs which don't have sink marks in them, which is nice. And we've got all our separate wheel rims there. So yeah, it should be quite a quick build. As I said to Annie when she said she was sending me this, I said, Lord only knows when I'm actually going to fit this in, because I've got so much on the go and so much planned that I don't know when I'm going to fit it in. Why am I closing it up again? Do you know why I'm doing that? Because I'm a complete and utter idiot, that's why. So we're going to put this box over here. We're going to get the instructions out, and first of all we're going to have a look in the instructions, and I'm going to turn this overhead light off because that will make it a lot easier for you to see. So we love these resealable bags. It makes it great for reviewing kits, because then you can always sell the kit on if you want to. Saying that, I would never sell this because it was bought for me as a gift. I will never sell anything that's been given to me by a manufacturer or distributor or whatever. That's just not the way I work. But you can see there we've got a lovely little photo etch fret. Easier to show you this with the light off as well. You can see we've got a ladder there. We've got some grab rails and racks and stuff there. So it looks like they're the racks that ladder is going to hang on. But very nice. You could always replace them with brass wire if you want to get the 3D rather than the 2D. So let's have a look at it. We've got a lovely colour image there, as same as on the front. So here we have our instruction manual. Very, very nice indeed. I really don't know why I never knew this existed. I know they did the 2 Russian tank transporters, didn't they? And then they did the M1070 with the trailer and the digger on the back, the bulldozer thing on the back, the D9. But I never realised they'd done this one. So thank you very much, Annie. Very, very good of you. There we are. I am still on the lookout for the 35th scale. If anybody's got one they want to sell, this one, not the one with just the little trailer, this one with the launcher, then let me know. I don't mind paying a decent price for it, but sometimes some people ask silly money for them. So anyway, so here we've got all our sprue call-outs. We've got all our paint colours here. We've got our helpful tips on here about cleaning up photo etch parts and applying decals. And then so we've got sprue call-outs there we can compare to. We've also got them on the side of the box. So we're starting off here with the actual Hanomag itself. So we're starting off adding exhausts and leaf springs to the chassis. Then we're going to add the axles, steering tie rods going on there. And then we're going to build up some wheels. It's got 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. So lots and lots of wheels, double wheels on the back. That's going to look lovely. And then we're adding some air tanks in the side, or are they fuel tanks? I'm not sure. And then we've got this big weight going on the back. It's going to be some sort of weight or control or something. Interior, we've got some lovely detail on the interior. It looks like we've got pedals moulded into the floor. Control levers there. And then we've got a rear panel there with some little panels going in the back. I'm not sure if that's windows. Probably is. Yes, it is. They're up at high, so they're going to be windows. And then we've got, yes, they are. E-sprue is clear. Dashboard, steering column, steering wheel, windows going in. I would seriously suggest painting the body first before you put them in, and then put them in with a drop of clear glue. And then all the interiors going in, all the doors are moulded shut, so that's all nice and easy for you. Windscreen's going in from the outside, which is good. And there you can see the windscreen's being attached to a frame, and then the frame is going to be glued, so that's good. You can glue your windscreen in there and not worry about it, and then glue that in, and just tiny drops of extra thin, and it will go in lovely. Got our marker post there for the corners of the bumpers, spare wheel going on the back, some little tread plates there. There's the fuel tank, so those are air tanks on the side, and then we've got a toolbox or something going on there with a big cranking lever here. And then we're going to go over the page, and we're making a start on the transporter erector. So this is looking very, very complex already. And then we've got the hydraulics going in there by the look of it. It looks like you have it down or up. You can't actually have it moving, so you can play with it. So you're either going to have it down or up. So make your mind up now, or just don't do those bits yet and then leave it to the end. Bits and pieces going on there. Lots of little greeblies. There's the actual main mount for the rocket. And then we've got it here. This is in the erected position. This is in the lower position. And then we've got the ladder going on the side there. I'm not sure where all this PE is going. I haven't seen any PE going on yet. Either that, I'm just blind. So here we've got the supports going in. So obviously folded up in the transport mode or out in the erected mode. We've got the rear axle going on here. So we've got a rear axle with some wheels. It looks like they're the same as the actual wheels for the truck, so they had a common spare tyre. Very narrow wheelbase on there. I should imagine it was very unstable on uneven ground. Okay, so then we've got a dolly on the front, so that was just basically You've got a dolly on the front that the trailer sits on. So it must have been a very strange thing to drive, and it must have been very unstable. So we've got an axle going on there for the dolly. So we've got 2 axles there. They're both different, and then we've got like a fifth wheel thing going on here. And then we've got the front mount for the rocket there. The rear mount is already on. And then here we've got some foot plates. Looks like they're foot plates. That's in the transport position. That's in the erected position. Not sure which I'd go for. And then here we've got all of our photo etch. So there's where it all is. Instant glue for metal. So all of these bits on here are going to go down the sides. And then we're going to put this big long rod sitting in there by the look of it. Building up the rocket, so we've got the 2 major halves of the rocket. We've got a little tiny nose cone going on there. We've got the engine end of the rocket there. And then there's the actual base for the in the taking off with the loading, not the loading, the firing position. I'm not sure if that is the same if it comes up, but they don't seem to have any options. Yeah, we've got option A and B there. So one's going to be in the loaded position and one's going to be in the firing position. See, I can't see any difference here. Okay, so it looks like we've got it sitting on there for the firing position. So it looks like they carried that separately, did they? And then they put it down on the ground. Okay, yeah, they probably put that down on the ground behind it, but it must have been carried on here, because why would they transport this to somewhere and then have to go and get that rack? Something worth looking into, guys. Just looking on here, I can't see that folded up on here. Something worth researching. I'm sure somebody will tell us in the comments. So we've got here, we've got the options. We've got the tan and green camouflage there, or we've got the all German grey. Obviously that's the easiest one to go for, especially in this tiny scale. Put a nice blue wash on there, or a blue filter, and it'll really make that grey colour pop. And then here we've got another one all over grey. And then here, what's this one? Is that field grey? That's a green colour, like an olive green colour. And then here we have our rocket. This is the loader in grey. Looks like that is separate at the back. And then we've got the piece there for the back. And then here we've got different options. I like that scheme now. I think this was a test scheme, wasn't it? October the 3rd, 1942. Spring 44. October the 3rd, 42. And then 2nd of June 43. So I'm guessing this was like a development thing, and they actually, like they did with Saturns, they actually could photograph it and watch how it was spinning and the orientation and everything because of the black and white. That is a wonderful way to paint it, and it looked lovely, wouldn't it? So there we are. So that's the actual instructions. So let's have a look at the kit. We've got the bag there. So we've got this here. We'll get the light back on because we're looking at plastic now. There we go. So here we've got a Ziploc bag, which is very, very tightly closed. There we go. So we can get our cab out. We can see we've got a sprue gate there, so that just needs a light sanding, but the detail on there is superb. So I'm going to bring this camera down a bit lower because it's hurting my arm lifting it up. Hang on there. So yeah, we can see on there now. We've got all that lovely detail. We've got recessed and raised lines. We've got recessed lines around the doors, raised lines around the edge of the bonnet, and hinges and everything. Very, very nice, very crisp. She's a beauty, isn't she? Lovely. It would look absolutely amazing made up because it wouldn't be too big either. I wonder if they carried these on the 323. Is it the ME323? Isn't it? Yeah, 323, the Gigant. Because I've got 2 of those in 72nd scale. I think I've got 2. Sure, I've got 2 of them. There we go. There's all our clear parts. We'll just have a look to see just how clear they are, to see how much of the lovely cab interior we're going to see. Oh, they are very nice indeed. There we go. I'll hold it away to hold it close up, but I'll hold it away. You can see no sort of funny shapes or magnification going on, so that's cool. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So that's our clear parts. And then we've got tyres. Lots and lots of tyres. I think I saw 15 didn't I, on the side of the box. We'll just get one out. By the way, guys, any of you in Florida, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you haven't suffered too much loss or whatever. I've actually experienced a hurricane myself back in 2004. I think it was Charlie in Florida, and I don't ever want to experience another one. And it was bad enough watching other people's get destroyed, other people's property being destroyed, but watching your own must be heartbreaking. So yeah, heart goes out to you guys. So there we go. There's our vinyl tire. There's no tire lettering or anything on there, but I mean, in this scale, it's not going to really be important, is it? We do have a lovely tread pattern on there, and the mould seam is on the edge rather than in the middle, which is nice. That makes it a lot easier to remove. My advice to you here, guys, when you've got these wheels here, like under there and there on the rear, is put the wheels together and then sand them so you don't end up rounding off the tires. But, that should be very easy to remove because it's quite hard. Yeah, it's coming off really easily. Quite often with these vinyl tires, they're a nightmare. I really don't like it when manufacturers use vinyl mouldings for pipes rather than giving you vinyl tubing. Especially like on that Pocker Lamborghini, you know, the pipes didn't even represent the shape they were supposed to be. There we go, they clean up lovely. So that'd be really nice. If you want to change the colour because you don't like the colour, I can thoroughly recommend MRP Tire Black. I think, is that it there? Well, I've got Tire Black here. I have got it here. I believe me, it's here somewhere. I've got Tire Black. But basically, it's a very, very dark grey colour, but the MRP paint seems to stick to the vinyl very well. So a lot of other paints just peel off, but the MRP does seem to stick very well. I should imagine, I'll try it out, but the Outlaw Paints black primer, that's grey primer. Where's the black primer? No, that's silver. Black primer, Outlaw Paints, it's a very, very dark grey, so that would also be very good. And because of its makeup, I should imagine that would also stick to the vinyl very well as well. I'll do a little test when I finally get around to building this, because I do want to build it, because it does look lovely. Failing that, you'll probably be able to just go and buy some resin wheels for it, but you know, why waste money on resin wheels when these are quite lovely? But we'll see how they go. I mean, maybe the tyres fit like a brick in a top hat, we shall see. But we shall see. So this is sprue A, or is that sprue V? Very strange, they got it on the wrong side. Yeah, this is sprue A. So this is sprue A. They've got it on the back side. That's a bit weird. You've got to tack them on there. But again, you can see this moulding on here is gorgeous. Look at the recessed detail on there. I think this kit is now discontinued, so if you want to have a hunt around, find one on eBay, you might be lucky to find one. There's the actual launch pad thing, which I'm going to have to look into, because I can't imagine they would take it to a site where this was there already. Surely it went on the transporter somewhere. But we've got the feet for the launcher there. There's the bits on the back of the launcher. And then there's more legs for the... So this is basically... you can see that what they've done, they've probably done already a 72nd scale kit of just the rocket and the launcher. So it's saying a 2018 5001. Oh, that's this kit number, so maybe they didn't. But it looks like they could if they wanted to. So yeah, lovely detail on that rocket, and it's all recessed, so you've got no worries about sanding the seams and stuff. Being Tacom, the fit is probably going to be absolutely awesome. But yeah, oh, it's lovely. There's the back of the rocket motor there, look. Lovely. Remember, don't go blacking up your rocket motor, because they weren't fired more than once. They didn't come back. They're not like the stuff of Elon Musk. They didn't come back. Unfortunately, they just made their way to London and caused havoc. We've got that. It's on the wrong side again as well. That's weird. So here we've got the launcher. So that's part of the launcher. There's part of the chassis there. All very nicely done. We've got some parting lines or seam lines to deal with to get those tubes nice and round. Get rid of those. We've got some wheels here. Another little greeblies. We've got some air tanks there by the look of it. And there's the air. shafts erected, and there they are lowered, so you can have it lowered or erect. Neither way, you can't have it you can't have it being playful. Some very, very small parts. You look on here, you've got that cross, beautifully moulded. It is very, very crisp. And so far, I don't see any of their silly sprue gates, which is nice. I mean, that's the back of the wheel, and they've got the sprue gate on the back, so that's great. It's going onto the side of the rim, but it's on the back side of the wheel. And then we're going to have a wheel rim going onto the front, which is obviously on another sprue. We'll see how those sprue gates are. But yeah, very nice. You've got some lovely detail in that wheel. See in there, dry brush and a wash, that will all pop. Nice to see all the sprues are individually bagged as well. It's not so good for the environment, but it's great for the modeller. Which is always a bone of contention. I mean, you've got the option to have Heller, where they wrap their parts up in black tissue paper and they all get broken off the sprues, but hey ho. So here we've got the actual launcher itself. So this is the bit the rocket sits on that pivots up. And you can see the detail on there is lovely. We do have ejector pin marks to deal with. Now I'm not sure if these here are ejector pin marks or if they're supposed to be there, but they do need dealing with, and they are all recessed. Those two there are quite deep, but I can imagine they're probably parts for a shaft to go across or something. Check it all out before you start, getting your fillers out. But certainly those three there are ejector pin marks. Those two there are. Not so sure about these here, not so sure about that one. But yeah, very nice indeed. Ejector pin marks, unfortunately, are the bane of a lot of people's lives, but they're unavoidable. What's nice to see is places like this, where you've got these floor plates they stand on. There's no ejector pin marks in them at all, so that's cool. I guess they tried to do this without and then found they had to. But at least it's not like with Trumpeter, with their, or Hobby Bosses, at their 1/72 scale Morse or Carl transport units, the big rail that goes across the top. They've literally plastered them in ejector pins, but they've put them on the outside, all in between all the raised rivets. Duh. Inside's plain. They didn't mould them that way around, they had to mould them the other way around. Some of the designers, you look at stuff and think, why, oh, why, oh, why? But you can see on here, these steering mechanisms for these axles are beautiful, or towing mechanisms. Very, very finely done. Really, really nice. This kit is thoroughly recommended for the modeller with a few kits under their belt. If nothing else, you could have this displayed next to your 72nd scale Lancaster or whatever, just to give people that are looking at your display an idea of just how huge this thing was. They've got one at Cosford, I think. Yes, they have. They've definitely got one at Cosford. Here you can see our truck. We've got the engine and gearbox detail underneath and the rear axle. Again, ejector pin marks underneath, not where it's going to matter. And then we've got the floor pan there. Again, ejector pin marks underneath, not where it's going to matter. Ejector pin marks there behind the seat, so they don't matter. And yeah, so very thoughtfully done. The seats have got a lovely sort of leathery look to them, so we can get a bit of wash on them and polish them up, and a bit of dirty nose grease on your finger. I think you know what I mean if you watch my channel. And then here we've got all the wheel rims. So these are all the outer wheel rims. And as we can see, we do have the sprue gates going right up to the edge, but at least they haven't come over. This is something that really gets me with Takom, and they haven't done it on this kit. They're guilty of, let me just get a knife to point it. You look on these wheels here, you can see this sprue gate comes right up to the upper edge of the rim, but doesn't go over. What they sometimes do is mould it over into there, and you think, oh God. You can imagine trying to clean that out of there and keep the rim nice and round. But maybe they're finally listening and they haven't done it on this. Well, this is 2017, so it's before I even started my channel. So it wasn't because of me they stopped doing that, but they still do it now. So, but I haven't noticed any silly sprue gates on this one so far, which is nice. There's the axle for the truck there. Lovely with all the detail around the diff cover there. Really nice. Very impressive little kit. And there we have an empty box. So yes, thank you very much, Annie. Very, very nice little kit. Lovely. Highly recommended. As I say, if anybody's got the 35th scale of one of these they want to sell, let me know. Because that is a beauty kit. That is a beautiful kit. But yeah, very impressive. I cannot wait to get stuck into this, to be honest, because it just looks lovely. And as I say, to display this among a few 72nd scale aircraft would really, you know, it would be great to have that little truck there. And, you know, imagine having that parked next to your Lancaster display or a Heinkel 111 or something, just to give an idea of the size of things, because that's tiny. The tiny little wheels and the tiny little steering wheel and the tiny little seats and everything's tiny. I shall struggle with this with my eyesight, but be a lot of fun to build. There's some beautiful moulding on here. Nothing's broken, nothing's off the sprue. I haven't seen any flash. Gorgeous. Highly recommended. Kit number 5001. World War II German V2 rocket transporter and erector with a Hanomag SS100 Mittelwagen. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all soon, and thank you, Annie. Thank you so much. This will go in the stash now and hopefully come out pretty soon. Bye for now.